They would not listen to you in America if you are a Palestinian historian, but they would listen to you if you are an Israeli Jewish historian. What we found in the archives is that from the mid-1930s, and definitely immediately after the Second World War, the Zionist political and military leadership contemplated and planned mass expulsion of Palestinians in order to create what they thought would be a Jewish democratic state. They wanted as much of Palestine as possible, with as few Palestinians in it as possible. Their main problem in 1947, 1948, when the British rule came to an end, was that the Jews in Palestine were only 1/3 of the population. And even when the United Nations took over the issue of Palestine from Britain and suggested to partition Palestine into an Arab state and a Jewish state in November 1947, the demographics were such that even in the Jewish state that was offered by the United Nations, the Jews were still not the majority, because there were too few Jews in Palestine in 47, 48. And the solution, definitely after the Second World War, in the eyes of the leading Zionist politicians and military commanders, was very clear. What I called in my book of 2007, the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. The decision to expel massively the Palestinians from any area that would become the Jewish state eventually was taken in March, in the beginning of March 1948. That is 2 months before the Arab armies entered Palestine. And we wrote a story that most Israelis found very disturbing. We said, actually, the Arab armies entered Palestine because the Zionist movement was already expelling Palestinians for 2 months. And these Palestinian refugees began to reach the Arab capitals. And there was a pressure by Arab public opinion on the Arab governments to do something, especially after the Deir Yassin massacre on the 9th of April 1948, which was broadcast all over the Arab world. It was not the only massacre. So we described a sequence of events by which we said, actually, the Palestinians did not become refugees because of the war. They became refugees because the Zionist movement planned their massive expulsion, what I called the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. Ethnic cleansing is a crime against humanity. And it was very systematically planned. In March 48, the army adopted something called Plan D, or Plan Daled. And according to that plan, Palestine was divided into areas, and each brigade of the Jewish Zionist army, later became the Israeli army, had a list of villages to occupy and to destroy and to expel.